Hey Google, tell me a funny joke about electric cars.
Why did the electric car stop in the middle of its trip? It just couldn't conduct itself anymore.
Now that is funny. Okay, I have to admit something right away. I've had my Cadillac LYRIQ now for over 11 months, but I don't think I've been using one of its smartest features this car has to offer. And I haven't been using it surely the way that Cadillac intended. And that feature is the Gemini AI assistance feature. And today I'm going to see just how useful this assistant feature actually is. I'm going to talk to it. I'm going to ask it questions. I'm going to help it. I'm going to let it help me plan a road trip. And I'm going to see just what it can do with this car. I'm also going to try to make it do things that I would actually want to do as if it were my actual private assistant. Things that it can do while I'm driving. Because there's a big difference between having an AI in a car and actually having a reason to use it. So come along with me and let's figure out exactly what Gemini is capable of inside this 2026 LYRIQ V. So if you're new to our channel, this is our 2026 LYRIQ V. And one of the reasons that we brought this car was not just for the performance, it was for the technology. We've got Super Cruise, we've got built-in Google to this vehicle, we've got Google Maps, we've got Google Assistant features that I've really never used until now. And now, let's take a look at Gemini. Cadillac describes the Gemini as more of a conversational AI experience that can understand natural language and follow-up questions rather than you speaking to it in rigid terms. And that's what we're going to test today. Because I don't want this video to be, here's a list of Gemini features. Anybody can read a list of features. Nah, that's not me. What I want to know is what I would actually use this for in an everyday scenario. Hey Google, I'm going to be driving my LYRIQ V and I'm planning a road trip. What are some things I should be thinking about before I leave?
Here's what I found in the owner's manual. Keep your vehicle serviced by checking tire pressure, brake condition, and fluid levels. For an electric vehicle, plan your charging stops along your route and check the high voltage battery charge level. Utilizing features like one-pedal driving can also help maximize energy efficiency on your trip.
Hey Google, what should I do if I get to a charger along the route and there's a long wait?
If there is a long line at a charger, you can check your navigation app or PlugShare to see if there is another charger nearby within your vehicle's remaining range. If you decide to wait, check in with other waiting drivers to establish the line order, and keep an eye on active chargers so you know when one is about to finish. Would you like me to look for alternative chargers nearby or further along your route?
No, not right now, thank you.
Got it. Safe travels, and let me know if you need anything else.
That right there is what I'm interested in. I don't want to have to start over every time. I just like the fact that I can continue the conversation with this AI assistant. So again, for those of you who have been following our channel, you know my wife and I do a lot of driving. So let's say I'm taking the LYRIQ V on a road trip. Hey Google, I'm planning a road trip from Dublin, Georgia to Pinehurst, North Carolina. Can you help me plan this trip?
Driving from Dublin, Georgia to Pinehurst, North Carolina takes about 5 to 5.5 hours, covering roughly 300 to 330 miles depending on your route. A standard route typically takes you northeast through Augusta, Georgia, and Columbia, South Carolina. Would you like recommendations for stops along the way? Or would you like to start navigation now?
No, find me some interesting places to stop along the way.
Two great spots to stop along your route are Riverwalk Augusta in Georgia, which features scenic brick walking paths along the Savannah River, and Riverbank Zoo and Garden in Columbia, South Carolina, known for its extensive botanical gardens and animal exhibits. Would you like to choose one of these stops or hear more options?
I'd like to hear more about the Riverwalk Augusta. What makes it so special?
What makes Riverwalk Augusta special is its scenic, multi-level layout along the Savannah River. Built right on top of the city's historic levee, it features multi-tiered brick walking paths, a traditional Japanese garden with a waterfall, an outdoor amphitheater, and beautiful riverfront views. It's also home to several local museums and the Saturday market. Would you like to stop here or hear about another option?
No, that's good for that right now. But if I leave here at 9 o'clock in the morning, what would be a good place that I could stop for lunch along the route?
If you leave at 9 a.m., you'll reach Augusta, Georgia around 11 a.m., which is a great time for lunch. Two good options in Augusta are Fifth and Fire, offering American dining right on Broad Street downtown, and Finch and Fifth, an intimate spot known for craft cocktails, sandwiches, and Southern-inspired tapas. Would you like to stop at one of these or hear more options?
Can you tell me a little bit more about each establishment? What is the vibe like in each of them?
Fifth and Fire offers a spacious, laid-back, modern barbecue joint vibe without feeling like a traditional rustic dive. Finch and Fifth has a darker, chic, bistro and cocktail bar atmosphere, offering an intimate and trendy space focused on artisanal small plates and craft drinks. Would you like to head to one of these spots, or would you like to hear more options?
No, not right now, thank you.
You are very welcome. Have a safe and wonderful trip to Pinehurst.
All right, here's another one for you. Because I'm driving an EV, I'm not thinking about where I'm going. I'm thinking about where I'm going to charge. So let's see how it can help us with this. Now we're getting somewhere. Now I'm starting to understand and I'm starting to learn just how the Google and Gemini system can help me not only plan my route, but find things for my wife and I to do while we're traveling that gives us even just that little bit more sense of an adventure. Hey Google, I want to take a trip from Dublin, Georgia to Biloxi, Mississippi. What should I know about charging along the way?
The trip from Dublin, Georgia to Biloxi, Mississippi is about 450 miles, which usually takes around 7 hours of driving. Along the main route, you will find fast chargers available near major stops like Macon, Georgia, as well as Auburn and Montgomery in Alabama. Two good options right along the route are the Racetrack charging station in Dublin with a 1.4-mile detour and the Mercedes-Benz charging station in Fort Valley, Georgia with a 4.4-mile detour. Would you like to start navigation or hear more details about the options?
No, I don't want more details, but what can I do to minimize the amount of time I spend charging?
To minimize your charging time on this trip, first, use the 20 to 80% rule. DC fast chargers slow down significantly once your battery hits 80%, so unplugging then and making multiple short stops is much faster than waiting to reach 100%. Second, precondition your battery before arriving at a fast charger if your vehicle supports it, as a warm battery charges faster. Finally, keep your highway speeds moderate, since driving over 65 miles per hour burns through battery power much quicker. Would you like help setting up navigation to Biloxi with charging stops?
No, but could you explain to someone who is not an EV owner and has never driven an electric vehicle just what we're talking about when we're talking about EV charging?
Think of charging an EV like filling a gas tank, but instead of pumping liquid fuel, you are plugging into the power grid to refill a large battery. There are different speeds of charging. Level 1 is plugging into a standard household outlet, which is very slow. Level 2 is like using a heavy-duty outlet for a clothes dryer, which can charge a car overnight. Fast charging, or level 3, is what you use on road trips. It uses high-power commercial chargers to get you back on the road in about 20 to 30 minutes. Also, unlike gas cars where you fill up to 100% every time, fast charging slows down dramatically after the battery hits 80%, which is why EV drivers usually unplug once they reach that point. Is there a specific part of EV charging you'd like to know more about?
No, I think you gave me a good idea, and I think you gave my subscribers and my viewers a good idea as well. Thank you.
I am glad that was helpful for you and your audience. Reach out whenever you need anything else for your next trip.
Man, this is where I think AI starts to make sense inside of a car. Because instead of having to pull my cell phone out and be a distracted driver, I'm just having a conversation as if my assistant was sitting right next to me. So now, we know that the LYRIQ V can help us plan routes and find interesting things along the route. But let's get to the fun part and let's see exactly what this AI assistant can do. Hey Google, can you set the driver and passenger temperatures to 70 degrees, please?
I've set the driver and passenger temperatures to 70 degrees.
Voila. Hey Google, can you turn on driver and passenger heated seating, please?
Turning on the driver and passenger seat heating.
There we go on the driver's side. And as you see there, the passenger side. Hey Google, turn off heat seating for driver and passenger.
Turning off the driver and passenger seat heating.
Boom, boom. There we go. Now, I know it will change the radio stations for me. I'm going to do it, but I'm going to leave it very low and then I'm going to turn it off immediately just so I don't get copyrighted. Hey Google, turn the Sirius XM channel 45.
Playing Shade 45 on Sirius XM.
Hey Google, change the channel to Kirk Franklin Radio on Sirius XM.
Playing Kirk Franklin's Praise on Sirius XM.
So again, there you go. For many people, you get distracted when you're trying to find something on the radio. So you can use your AI assistant based on your mood, tell it what you want to hear, and it'll change it for you. Man, this car and this assistant really rocks. All right, let's keep going and see what Gemini can do. Hey Google, what's the current weather in Dublin, Georgia?
It is currently 87 degrees Fahrenheit and mostly sunny in Dublin, GA, with a humidity of 66% and wind from the west at 4 miles per hour.
What's the forecast for later on tonight? Hey Google, what's the forecast for later on tonight?
Tonight in Dublin, GA, it will be mostly cloudy with a low around 72 degrees Fahrenheit and wind from the southwest at 7 miles per hour.
Hey Google, I have to go to San Antonio, Texas on Friday. What's the 10-day outlook for weather in San Antonio?
In San Antonio, expect hot and mostly sunny conditions over the next 10 days, with highs between 100 degrees Fahrenheit and 104 degrees Fahrenheit, and lows around 75 degrees Fahrenheit to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. On Friday specifically, it will be mostly sunny with a high near 100 degrees Fahrenheit and a low around 77 degrees Fahrenheit.
Hey Google, I have to go to San Antonio for a Air Force basic training graduation. What should I expect for this graduation?
Expect a 2-day event on Wednesday and Thursday at Joint Base San Antonio Lackland. On Wednesday, there is the Airman's Run and the Coin Ceremony, where you get to tap out your airmen after they transition from trainee status. On Thursday morning, there is the main graduation parade on the parade field, followed by town passes so you can spend time together off base before they head to technical training on Friday. Make sure you are on their approved visitor pass list and bring a government-issued photo ID. It will also be very hot, so wear comfortable clothes and stay hydrated.
Okay. Hey, Google. Lastly, can you give me your opinion on what the stock market will look like next week?
Analysts are generally expecting a modestly cautious or consolidation phase for the market next week. While fundamental economic data and corporate earnings remain resilient, late August is historically a quieter, weaker season. Additionally, investors are watching rising long-term treasury yields, energy prices, and upcoming catalysts like key economic data releases and earnings reports. Keep in mind that market forecasts can change quickly, so it is always a good idea to consult a financial advisor for specific investment guidance.
Okay, so now we've given a lot of demonstrations on the things that this car is capable of. Now, let's give it some real world problems and see how it does. Hey, Google, I have 3 hours before I need to be at my destination in Atlanta. I'm hungry, I need to charge my car, and I'd like to find something interesting to see. Can you help me figure that out?
Your drive to Atlanta takes about 2 hours, which leaves you with around an hour to eat, charge, and explore. Along your route, you could stop at the racetrack charging station in Dublin, which is a 0.9 miles detour from your current location, or the Electrify America charging station in Forsyth, which is a 0.7 miles detour. Both options have food nearby and interesting local spots to check out. Would you like to stop at one of these locations or hear more details?
Give me some more details about something interesting that I would like to see or that you think I would like to see in Fort Valley.
In Fort Valley, you could check out Massey Lane Gardens, which is the 9-acre headquarters of the American Camellia Society, featuring beautiful brick walkways, Japanese and rose gardens, and a large porcelain art collection. Another great spot is Lane Southern Orchards, a massive farm complex where you can visit a roadside market, grab peach treats at their cafe, and learn about local farming. Would you like directions to one of these spots? Or would you like to hear more?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean Fort Valley. I meant Forsyth, as Fort Valley is too far off of my route. So what is something interesting that I should want to look at in Forsyth?
In Forsyth, you can explore the historic downtown square centered around the impressive 1896 Monroe County Courthouse. While walking around, you can do the Forsyth Fox Hunt, a fun scavenger hunt to find small fox statues hidden throughout town. Nearby, you'll also find local spots like Fox City Brewing Company and Grits Cafe for a bite to eat. Would you like directions to downtown Forsyth? Or would you like to hear about other options?
Give me some other options.
Another great option near Forsyth is High Falls State Park, which features hiking trails around one of the largest cascading waterfalls in the region. Alternatively, you could drive just a few minutes north to Juliet to visit the Whistle Stop Cafe, famous for being the movie set for Fried Green Tomatoes. Would you like directions to one of these spots? Or would you like to hear more?
That's interesting. Can you tell me about how they got selected to be in that movie, Fried Green Tomatoes?
The author of the original novel, Fannie Flagg, actually based the fictional town of Whistle Stop on Juliet after visiting her aunt there. When producers decided to adapt the book into a movie, they toured Juliet and found that its historic, slightly weathered Main Street matched the story's setting perfectly. Would you like to head over to Juliet to check out the Whistle Stop Cafe?
No, not right now. Thank you. All right, so the AI assistant has already shown us that it can help us out with route planning. It has given us different things to do along our route. It's even showed you different strategies of how you can make your trip even faster for those of us who are in a hurry when we are doing road trips or whatever. So let's see if we can figure out a way to stump this AI assistant. So let's think of some random questions to ask to see if we can get not such a good response, just to see how it reacts. Hey Google, on my way to Atlanta, Georgia, Give me 3 interesting facts about the city of McDonough.
Here are 3 interesting facts about McDonough. First, it is known as the Geranium City and hosts a massive geranium festival every spring around its historic town square. Second, the original first ever location of the popular barbecue chain Shane's Rib Shack opened right there in McDonough. Third, its scenic square and historic buildings have served as filming locations for major productions like Smokey and the Bandit, the movie Glory, and A Medea Christmas. Is there anything else you'd like to know about your drive?
No, but did you know that I actually did a YouTube video with semblances to Smokey and the Bandit, where my wife and I drove from Dublin, Georgia to Baltimore, Maryland to get some clam chowder and drove back within 24 hours?
That sounds like an incredible road trip. Driving all the way from Dublin to Baltimore and back in a single day just for clam chowder definitely matches the wild spirit of Smokey and the Bandit. How did the chowder end up tasting after that massive drive?
Baby, let me tell you, that clam chowder was the best I have ever had. I'm gonna do it again.
That is impressive. Driving all that way for great food makes for an unforgettable trip. Are you planning another chowder run soon, or looking for somewhere new to try on your way to Atlanta?
Nah, it'll be a while before I do another chowder run, but you better believe I'm gonna do it.
When you find a spot that good, it is worth the drive. Enjoy the rest of your trip to Atlanta and stay safe on the road.
Hey Google, can you explain to me, without getting too technical, why the Cadillac LYRIQ V is so powerful and how Cadillac made it the fastest produced electric Cadillac that they've made so far?
Simply put, the LYRIQ V gets its impressive speed because Cadillac fitted it with 2 high-performance electric motors, one driving the front wheels and one driving the back. Electric motors deliver maximum torque immediately, so there is no lag or shifting required to start moving. To make it the fastest electric Cadillac so far, they tuned the battery to dump maximum power into the motors at once through a mode called Velocity Max. That unleashes 615 horsepower, taking it from 0 to 60 in just 3.3 seconds. Would you like to know more about its other driving modes, or how the handling compares to a regular LYRIQ?
Yes, please. That might be very interesting.
Besides the extra horsepower, Cadillac upgraded the suspension so the LYRIQ V can handle all that speed. It uses an adaptive system that constantly adjusts to the road, keeping the vehicle planted and reducing body roll around tight turns. Lowered suspension, stickier tires, upgraded Brembo brakes, and customizable driving modes give it a much sportier, firmly planted feel than the standard model's plush ride. Is there a specific feature you would like to go over next, or do you have other questions about it?
So after using Gemini just for this few minutes and all the different things that I've asked it, is this something that I would use every day? Yeah, it is. But probably not for the reason that you're thinking. It's not because I need an AI to tell me what the weather is or about the stock market. My phone can do that. But it does make it actually safer for me to operate this vehicle and find out the questions to the things that I'm thinking while I'm driving without having to pick up my cell phone. I don't have to type. I don't have to look for a command. I don't have to make sure that I'm hitting send when I'm doing something. I can just simply ask the vehicle to do the task. And I think this is why technology is becoming so interesting right now, because we're moving from cars where you just simply push buttons and gas pedals to do things or get places, to cars that can actually have a conversation with you while you're moving. And Gemini is giving the LYRIQ V another layer of intelligence. So the question isn't really, is Gemini cool? Because it is. The question is, will we still be using Gemini 6 months from now? And that's a question that my wife and I are going to find out. But the early thought process for me is, yeah, and we'll be using it even more as we get more accustomed and more comfortable with the things that Gemini can actually do. Now, we want to hear from you. If you own a Cadillac with Gemini, what should I ask it? Give me your craziest question in the comments. I may make the best ones into a part 2 of this, where we try to stomp the Gemini in this Cadillac LYRIQ V. And if you're interested in seeing more what it really like to live with the LYRIQ V, not just the dealership version, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Trend Red Travels, and share this video with somebody who's thinking about an EV. So, with nothing else, I'm Torrance. Thanks for coming along for the ride and looking at how the Gemini AI assistant is making the LYRIQ V a much better place to ride and spend time in. And until the next time, we'll see you later. Peace.